I had a YouTube subscriber who said he just bought a new table. Nick B. He wants to get better about a new diamond. He wants to get better at 9 ball, 10 ball, 8 ball, and really wants to have control of the cue ball. And basically, in order to have control of the cue ball, you have to have really good fundamentals. You have to have a good grip, bridge, stance, and stroke. But then you also have to understand, where you're putting either low, middle, or high on the cue ball. And then if you're using right or left English. If you look on YouTube, Lowry has excellent videos on just starting with center ball. He actually has all his people that he's teaching just put a cue ball on the spot, hit it into the corner pocket, and just practice their strokes. So they're just hitting center and going right through it if you watch his videos. But he also does a lot of half table drills. And this is a really good way to look at the table where you're just going. He starts with like 3 balls and then goes to 4 balls, 5 balls, and 6 balls. But these are some concepts to really think about how to look at the table in a way where you're taking this cue ball and you're putting it exactly where you want, and its pull is always like 3 balls ahead. So you want to go 1, 2 ball to here. So if you look at this layout, you have the 1, 2, 3. You always start with like a shot line for the ball, and then you can draw a position zone for that ball, like a triangle. So you want to be anywhere in that area to make it. Now, if I look at this ball, I have my shot line, and my position zone, here's my position zone. And then this would be my shot line, and this would be my position zone. Right there. So there's also another concept, it's called the right side and suicide. So right now I'm on the right side to bring my cue ball down here for this ball. And then when I come up here, I want to be on the right side too. So you also have tangent line. You have this, here's your shot line. And if you do like an X to that, when this ball is traveling, sliding and hits that ball, it should come down naturally down this tangent line. You also have pi. Pi is where you have a shot line, and you want to be anywhere from 5 to 40 degrees when you leave the cue ball to give yourself an angle to come naturally up here. So I'll go over this a few times. And if you think about those concepts, if you kind of look through the video, you'll start to recognize what I'm really trying to do. Is I'm looking 3 balls ahead, but I'm thinking of shot lines, and I'm thinking of position zones. So if you draw that imaginary position zone, position zone, position zone, and then I'm also thinking of pi, how much angle I'm going to leave myself. And then I'm thinking of right side and suicide. So on this out, what I want to do is, here's my shot line, is leave myself, and you always want to leave yourself at least 6 inches off the rail so you're not shooting a rail shot. To come in and there's a rail target, you have rail targets. So I want to leave myself somewhere in this area here so that I can naturally make this ball and come up here. So I'm leaving myself there. So I'm gonna make this out a few times just so you can kind of see what I'm thinking and the way I look at 3 balls ahead. So what I'm gonna do with this shot is I'm just gonna kind of come with some kind of stun, come down the tangent line, like forward of it, come and leave myself a good angle on the 2 to come up naturally for the 3 here. So here it goes. And that wasn't bad. Left myself off the rail. I left myself, there's my shot line. I left myself about a 30-degree shot. Now what I want to do is I want to come and I just want to hit this naturally so that I'm coming up for the ball, the next ball. There we go. So you see how I looked at the shot lines, position zones, my tangent line, my pie, right side, suicide. This is the right side. If I would have got down here, that would have been more of a suicide. So this shot, I have my shot line, and I just got to make it. So all right, I'm gonna set that shot up again, just so I can kind of reiterate what I'm talking about. So I'll set them up the same way. And you can do this with 3 balls, 4 balls, 5 balls, but the rules are you do half table, go 1, 2, 3, start with that, then go to 4 balls, but set them up the way you want. You can make them in those pockets. I try to just stay on this side, but if you watch Lowry's videos, you can go through many of these, and you can start to he uses center ball, but you can use a little bit of right or left English, but try to always think of this, the tangent line, the shot lines, the position zones, right side, suicide, pie, and then your game, if you look 3 balls ahead, you'll really start to see how to go from one ball to another ball to get a good angle on this ball to come for that ball. So I'll do this one more time. So basically I want to come into my rail target and come and leave myself a good angle to come up here. So I'm thinking of my shot line, my position zone. And by the way, you always want to come into your position zones toward the shot. Always go to the wide part of the position zone. Try not to cross the position zone. So that's a good thing. So, okay, so I got my shot line, my position zones, my shot line, my position zones. This is good side, this is suicide. Here's my pie from 5 to 40. And then this is my shot line and my position zone. So I'm gonna leave myself a good angle on that ball. And that's pretty nice. I got like a 5 to a 15-degree shot there. Now this is just a natural shot where I shoot this and I make it up and I bring it up for the 3 in the corner. So here's my shot line and my position zone. And make that. So that's a really good way to think about angles, 3 balls ahead, shot lines, position zones, tangent lines, right side suicide, pie. Think of those things. You'll start to deliver that cue ball to where you want. Rail targets, leave it off the rail. But just set up shots. Take the 1, 2, 3 ball, start with 3, put them anywhere on the half table, and then work toward 4 and 5 to the point where you're just naturally moving that cue ball toward where you want it to and leaving yourself good angles to get naturally to other balls.